Hey everyone, Soundwave84 here with another Blast from the Past review. And today I'll be looking at Generations Kup. This figure came out, I believe it was around 2010, 2011, and I believe at that point it was the Generations line. Now this one is heavily inspired on IDW as the early 2010s to the mid 2010s, so the throw in the 30s. A lot of them are based off the IDW comics. That's sort of gone out to the wayside now, as the toys seem to be going more G1-ish for appearances, and the comic is now sort of mimicking the toy. So this is Kup, and this is an updated modern version of probably what G1 would have been if it was set in nowadays time. Well, not necessarily nowadays, but you know, if he had a real world sort of alt mode instead of that futuristic alt mode. This is what he would have got. So like I said, this is a real world updated version of G1 Kup, if you want to go that route. And the paint apps are lovely on this vehicle here. As you can see, he's actually got painted lights. And he's got painted silver back there behind some like translucent plastic cover. I could be wrong. And he's got these translucent tail lights, which is nice. You don't really see that much on any of the Hasbro cars nowadays. Some kind of tail lights going on back there. You see through it. He's got. I do like how the back of his legs sort of makes that like an actual bed liner of a truck. So it's very nice. Again, there's no painted rims on here or anything. There's the undercarriage. You can see where his chest is, arms. Overall, he's nice, very nice. If Kup was a Season 1 or Season 2 Autobot, this is what he would have been like. He had been based off of somewhat of a realistic vehicle mode. And we got this instead of a futuristic El Camino he is, or whatever he is. Now we'll compare him with, there's Titans Return Kup and G1 Kup. As you can see, the color scheme of him leans more towards the cartoon, whereas these two sort of more mimic each other. So, and the rear view. See, he's got these taillights molded in. There's no paint apps, so no. If you're a good customizer, good at doing it yourself, you can always touch that up. And the old G1, you just have stickers, and mine has heavy sticker wear, so yeah, he's got some. Take these guys away. His gun doesn't necessarily tab in. It has a little hook that you snap on to one of these little spots. And it's on a ball joint in its own, so it can rotate. So you can snap it on there. And then the gun can do a whole 360 to shoot people. You can go up, to sides, down, whatever. So, yeah. That's a neat little gimmick with the gun. So yeah, a little paint where I don't guess it came out way. It's probably from me. The figure is about 6 to 7 years old, and he has been in a box past like 2 years. So I was gonna sell this guy after I got the Titans Returns, and I'm very well pleased with this guy in my own right, because you know I actually like the mold. It's more streamlined, less kibble. I like it, but after rehandling this guy, you know, it just feels good. It's hard to explain, but he does. The plastic, everything feels a little more solid than the Titans Return, and he's not as kibbly, you know, as I remember. So we're going to do like this. Like I said, the vehicle mode, I would say is 100% win. There's not much I don't want to change about it. Even without this being painted, I think it's perfectly fine. Overall, I think it's perfect. So we're going to get into changing this guy here to robot mode. So first thing I'm going to do is untab his arms. He's got a spring gimmick on his chest here. We'll see that as we go here. And that gets his arms and the wheels out the way. Now you can see a little space in there. And you can untab the front part of the cab from this back part here. Like so. Now I guess since we got the legs unhooked here, we can go ahead and work on the legs. So what we're going to do is pull this bed down and pulls these pieces out. Then you can separate them. And then, once like this, you want to go ahead, because you can see this is going to be the feet, go ahead and pull this other piece here in the back up. And then take this piece here on the side, like this little L-shaped piece here. And it's on a ball joint, and you just want to put it in. And then you want to fold this piece into the hollow part here inside his legs, and it will fill in the leg like so. And just do the same thing on this side. And then we'll just put it in. There you go. And now we have his front part of his legs are done. That's what his back looks like. Now we're going to the torso area here. Go ahead and untab things. Let me get this piece out of that. And you can bring this piece back. And this piece here that forms the side part of the car with the headlights on it is on this little plastic mechanism here on both sides, which is got a spring here that helps spring it back and forth, and we'll see that as we go. Now what I want to do is take his chest here, and you want to push it through. You see it comes through here. As it does, you see that they had now collapsed and is now flush with his chest. His head pops up. This is going to be in his backpack, so we'll go ahead and pull that down. You want to turn his arms around. Get his hands the right way. Down on both sides. Now these are the door panels right in front of the car here. We want to rotate them 180 degrees, like so. And just make sure this part here is folded in, and then you just push it down to his back. And that is Kup. Anything is gun. This little piece here can hook on to these little divots on the door, or you can just simply peg it in his hand. So that is Generations Kup. Now I'm gonna raise the camera just here. Overall, I think he's an excellent mold. He's got good articulation. The feet don't really have much. They have a slight ankle tilt here, more to the outside than to the inside, and it can go front and back based on transformation. But when you do that too much, this whole piece here will come out a little bit. Of course, I'm not doing it now. I just did it a second ago. There you go. Of course, he's got the knee bends and go. See, comes out. You have to really hold on that piece too to get it. And it is a tight joint, at least on my copy. He has thigh swivels. He does have wrist swivels, as you've seen. He's got bicep swivel. He's got elbow joints, but he's got this little. That's as far as it goes. But he's got this little joint here on the sides that mimics, not mimics, but lets his arms go out to the sides and in. And it's basically for transformation. Focus. Of course, his head can look up about, about that high. Down like that. And you can look a little bit to the left and right, but the insides ends up stopping it. So yeah. And yeah, this has some nice light piping. Take the light away. Come back. It's probably got some of the best Autobot light piping I've seen in a while. It's like Clonus for the Decepticons had really good light piping as well. So, I think overall, I revisited this today and I started to like it again. Now it's kind of hard to part with. I'm putting this aside here. I put up what his cartoon and his animation model with colors look like. And you can see that this mimics the cartoon better than it mimics the toy, the original G1 toy. I think with Hasbro, with this one here, way more for the cartoon colors, but that's what IDW Comics were sort of, they had more of the cartoon colors, a little bit the darker greens instead of the neon greens and the lighter greens. So, we'll show him off with his comrades. Here's him with Titans Return Kup. And overall, I think they look good together. So looking at my head on here, I still want to say I like Titans Return Kup more. Of course, the joints are looser in this one than they are in this one. This one is more of a solid overall figure. This one's got a few loose joints, feels a little more floppy, but I do feel this one is more streamlined and he has more posability just in the arms. They're not so wonky with the panels underneath the forearms, the tires, the way the shoulders want to droop and everything. This one is just a little more, I think, solid in that aspect. I think if you got the Takara, the Transformers Legends version of their Kup, who has a new face sculpt and new shoulders, and he has the paint scheme closer to, say, this guy, or even more in line with the G1 animation, I think that'd be the way to go if you're really into that diehard G1 looking Kup. And compare him with the toy, and this is, I think, Titans Return is more or less try to mimic these colors. And that face sculpt, gray head and the blue gray face. So yeah. And we'll show him off since I did these last time. Here he is with Universe Ratchet. And now I would say Kup is definitely a step up from that guy. There's no doubt about it. So overall pros on this figure, overall the vehicle mode is sweet. I really like it. It's a good, I say, real world sort of alt mode for Kup. Good update for the figure and the character. I do like they gave him tail lights and they gave him headlights. They did paint apps, paint. The bed liner is nice. Robot mode overall, I do like the overall look of him, the colors on him. I like how they have the gray here, the translucent here, and they have the green, and it sort of right here mimics the G1 animation very well. So they have this and that. It looks good. Things I like the head sculpt. This one, he looks like a gritty warrior, a gritty soldier who has a past and who, will sit there and tell you about it, and will actually, live up to his name. He will do what he says he will do. Cons on this figure, again, this stuff under his forearms, I really don't like that. The shoulders, I don't like the shoulders. And I actually don't like this little gimmick when you transform it to his alt mode. But to robot mode is not a problem. This I don't mind at all. So yeah, that's really about the only things, negatives. But so I mean, overall, if you're a Kup fan and you don't have this Kup, I'd say get this Kup if you can find it at a reasonable price. I don't know what these are going for online at all, but he is a solid figure. If you don't like the Titans Returns or what Takara did with the Titans Returns mold, go back for this one and you won't be sorry. Anyway, thanks for watching. Until next one, peace out.